Hello and welcome again. We are still continuing with our grade 12 June examination. We are pushing paper 2 and we are now on question number 2. We have a diagram and a statement. The diagram below is a circle with the center O. At the origin, KL is parallel to the x-axis and PQ also parallel to TL, and then TL is a tangent to the circle. PRO, it is equal to 153.4 degrees, is an angle of inclination. Okay, let's see how we answer this question. Write down the coordinates of K. Let's analyze something here. The coordinates of K should be somewhere here. If you look at K is on the y-axis. So if K is on the y-axis here, automatically it means that X is 0. So we need to find the y value. When you look at this point here, the coordinates of L, they have already told us that KL is parallel to the x-axis. So it means that this y value here on the point of L, it is the same for the point of K. So the coordinates of K here, at this point here, it is going to be -4. So the coordinates, the point K and L, they share the same y value right there. So the coordinates of K is going to be 0 and -4. Done. Hence, determine the equation of the circle. All right. The equation of the circle, we're going to use these points here that we have on K. So we know that when we determine the equation of the circle, the formula that we use is x squared plus y squared. It is equal to r squared. Where you see x, I'm just going to put 0 squared. Where I see y, I'm going to put -4 all squared. This is equal to r squared. And then you put this in your calculator, you'll find that the value of r, 0 squared is 0, minus 4 squared is going to give us 16, it's going to be r squared. And then guys, you don't end up here. You must substitute back into the equation. Therefore, you must write down the equation. The equation is x squared plus y squared. You calculated r squared. Your r squared, it is 16. And this is the answer we are looking for. The value, or I mean the equation of the circle. X squared plus y squared equals to 16. Right, moving along. 2.1.3, it says determine the gradient PQ. Give your answer to one decimal place. The gradient PQ. When you look at this diagram here, you will realize that you are not given any points. So how are you going to determine the gradient? Remember, the tangent of theta or any angle, it is equals to m. In this case, the m, it is PQ. We are given the value of the angle. Here is the value of the angle. It is 153. So you're going to put that into your, you're going to plug that into your formula. 153.4. This is equals to the gradient of PQ. Rounded off to one decimal place, that means the gradient of PQ is going to be, when you put that in your calculator, it's going to give us -0.5. Yes, that is our gradient. And then the next question, it says, hence determine the equation of TL. TL is this line here. TL is this one. Remember, parallel lines have the same gradient. They've already told us that PQ is parallel to TL. So this line and this line, they have the same gradient. So we can start by simply establishing that information. We can start by saying that the gradient of PQ, it is equal to the gradient of TL. Once you have the gradient, that means the gradient is going to be -0.5. Then you're going to use this point. You don't know the x value here, so you're going to use those points there, the coordinates of t. Therefore, the formula that you're going to use is y minus y1 equals to m into x minus x1. Using the coordinates of t, which is 2 and 7, this being your x and this being your y, you're going to have y minus 7 equals to the gradient -0.5 into x minus 2. Then you simplify. Y minus 7 equals to, multiply everything inside the bracket, negative 0,5x plus, remember, negative multiplied by negative is going to give us positive, and then half multiplied by 2, it is going to give us 1. And then you transpose 7 to the other side. Y, it is equals to negative 0,5x. You have plus 1 on that side, and then this 7 is negative. Transpose it to the other side, it becomes positive 7. Therefore, the equation you're looking for is negative 0,5x plus 8. And that is the formula we have of Tn. Moving on, you are given x squared plus y squared, x squared divided by 16 plus y squared divided by 4, it is equals to 1. Determine the equation of the ellipse in the form. This is the original form of our equation. So this is very easy. What you do, you just find the square root of each of the denominators, and then you just put the square on that one. So basically, this is going to be x squared divided by, what is the square root of 16? The square root of 16 is 4. Then you put a 4 and then you square. Plus, you have y squared divided by, what is the square root of 4? The square root of 4 is 2. You put a 2 there and then you square. All of that, it is equals to 1. That's what they're looking for. And then they say, hence, sketch the graph. Clearly show all the intercepts with the axis. So you're going to sketch the graph. You're not going to use these points, guys. Please be very careful. You're not going to use 16 and 4. No, you're going to use 4 and 2. These are the points that you're going to use. So now let's sketch our graph. On our x-axis, we've got 4. So 4 is somewhere here. So I'm going to put a point there and another point there. On our y-axis, I've got 2. So 2 is up there and another one is up there. And then you just join them. Just like this. You join, join, you join. And then you write in the intercepts. Clearly show all the intercepts with the axis. So up here, you've got 0 and 2. And then here, you've got 4 and 0. And then they repeat themselves. These ones are going to be the same as this one but negative. It's going to be the same as this one here but negative as well. So even if you can leave it like this, it is also still fine. And with that being said, it brings us to the end of question number 2. Let's see what we can do with question number 3.